Hello everyone, this is Lolly. Welcome back. I wanted to share with you the whole Bonanza appearance and what my booth looks like, and just a few little pointers in case you are interested in setting up on Bonanza as well. As you know, I recently did a series all about my Etsy experience and what was going on and why I was going to, for the most part, get off of Etsy. I have only one physical product but left all my digital products there as well because I figured they could sell. It's not an issue. I don't have to ship anything. Through my research, I settled on Bonanza. I thought I would give it a trial, and then I went ahead and just moved everything over. Pretty much, I have a couple more items to add to my booth, and this is what Bonanza's website looks like, just bonanza.com. So as always, you could put a keyword search in here, or if I want to log in into my account, this is what it looks like. So you would see your name here, your selling dashboard, your account dashboard. And it's also here, selling dashboard, account dashboard. So in your selling dashboard, you have orders, which I'm not going to scroll down and show you my sales because then that would show you people's emails. There's usually some kind of a blog post here full of help and information to get you going. But let's click on items. And so what you can do, I have not taken advantage of what is called batch edit, but I do want to show you that you can import items from your Amazon shop, your eBay shop, your Etsy shop, your Shopify, and also just by a CSV file format from other shops. It was very helpful. I did do the Etsy import by using the CSV file, and it would definitely save me a lot of time. It brought everything over except for maybe about 25% of the information for each file, but still the majority of the work was done. So to add or edit items to my shop, all I have to do is come up here and click this, add a new item. Update my booth would change the actual booth appearance, but I can either click to add a new item if it's a completely new item, or if it's similar to one I already have, like I had this one listed and I wanted to list this one. All I had to do was click more, duplicate listing, and then once I do, it would show up as an item ready to post, and all I would have to do, it would save a lot of the features that this one did, like what categories it was and how much it weighed and about the shipping, but I would have to insert the title, the description, etc. Oh, the price would carry over as well. So let's click add a new item just to show you. So first thing is you see a title here. Let's put something random in there. And then it gives you a spot here. Click to add a photo, and it gives you a percentage here, not to show how percent done you are, but because you can finish with only like 60% and it still says you're done. So you would add a photo, and let's just grab something random here. Let's do this. It's not really for sale, but it's a picture. Okay. So let's assume I was selling that paper clip. So here's where you have your categories. Now for me, pretty much everything that I sell is going to be under crafts. Then under crafts, you have art supplies, beads and jewelry making, fabric painting and decorating, glass and mosaics, handcrafted and finished pieces, home arts and crafts, no idea what that is, kids crafts, leather crafts, multi-purpose craft supplies, needle crafts and yarn, other crafts, scrapbooking and paper crafts, sculpting, molding and ceramics, sewing, stamping and embossing, wholesale lots. Let's assume that I'm doing scrapbooking and paper crafts. Then you've got books and instruction, cardstocks, die cutting and embossing, digital scrapbooking, paper markers and pens, other scrapbooking supplies, paper crafts, pre-made pages, scrapbooking albums, scrapbooking kits, and vellum. So there are a lot. Let's just choose paper crafts. Once we do that, it's got others in here. We can further refine our search. Let's say card making, even though that's not what my photo is. And so from there, it says booth category. You are able to set up categories. So I have been able to put in here the majority of my items and figure out what categories they would fall into. Are my Disney ones, digital downloads, stamps and dies. They have to go in one category in order to have just a few categories. Craft tools, embellishments, papers, and kits. And under miscellaneous, I have lolly merch, adhesives, and paperclip art. This one would actually probably go under paperclip art. UPC code on the back of your product, it does help if someone is online and they are searching for the UPC code. If they are searching by the code, it is helpful for you to put that in there if it's something that has a UPC code instead of something that you had made. Now, obviously, this is new. If there is a brand, you can start typing like, start typing it in, but then you have to select use it as a brand. I don't worry about this or the model. UPC, let's just do that. Country or region of manufacture, you don't have to fill that in. You can say if it's handmade here. Okay. And if you want to list certain things as a bundle, let's say there's a certain category of product and you want them all to be with a certain category, not that shows on your booth, but that you can batch bundle, edit them all at once. Like everything in this bundle would be, we're going to raise the price by $1. So that's the purpose of that. Next, you would go into quantity, and here's where you write your description. There are so many icons and helpful things you can do here that you could not do on Etsy. You can change the font and the bold font. It has how you can center it across your paper. This I found very interesting. You can insert a link. I was so excited, and there's the link, and it asks you right here to put the link in. Only when you do, it doesn't show up on your booth. So I messaged them to the help center. I said the link shows up here, but it doesn't show up for the customer. He says, oh, well, you can't insert a link. So I asked, well, then why is this insert a link button here? And they didn't respond. No idea what the purpose of that is. So booth default, you set up your own default return policy. And then you can choose that it is free to ship or a flat rate of a certain amount, like, how much it's going to cost. Or what I do, calculated shipping. I put in the weight here like that. I say it's USPS. Let the buyer select service. And then I select first class and priority. They can choose between those two. Unless the package, if they order more than £1, it's going to be forced into priority mail shipping anyway. And then it's automatic default. I will not ship to non-US countries. That's a whole nother topic in itself. And many internationals have reached out to me. And I will switch this over to accept shipping that I will ship to international countries. But I'm telling you that 95% of the internationals are not willing to pay the cost that it would be to ship to them. For instance, that paperclip would be about $13.85 US. One person wanted a journal shipped to Australia, and it was going to cost 48 Australian dollars to ship it. So this is the issue. US shipping international rates are outrageous. And it's not our fault. It is the U.S. Postal Service fees, and it's just what it is. So I generally just keep it as I will not ship, just to stop the hassle of dealing with it. But I will, if someone reaches out to me, I will explain to them and turn it on and let them see. And after all the work, they still say, oh, no, thank you. So if I say $7 for the price, add this item to your booth. If I click that, it will set it up so it's automatically seen. But I'm just going to say save for later. That way I can come in and get rid of it. So you see items ready to post. That's what that is. I'm going to click and see what this incomplete item is. I don't know. I think what happened was I added something and I didn't complete it. So I'm going to have to finish that. The other thing that you may see sometimes on that is that if I listed something and anything like a craft blade, every time I list a craft blade, it is listed as an incomplete item because that requires a manual review. There are certain keywords that you can use like blade or knife, and those will trigger the system on Bonanza that they have to have a person actually come in and review and approve your listing. They have to manually review it, and once they do, then you will come back and see this has been switched over into one of your items for sale. So you can see how many pages I have of items here. It says all my items are 208. They are listed as crafts, digital goods, and fashion. That's just a key fob. If I'm looking for one of my listings and I don't want to try and go through all here, I can do a search in here. So let's do that. Let's say mini, and I am looking for, these all say mini. I don't know why these say mini in the results, but I've got mini paper clips, mini doilies, mini dex cards. So there's a lot of things that these have mini stencils in them. So now this, as I said, is my login on Bonanza. As a customer, what I would do is give them the link to my booth, bonanza.com/booths/Lolly_Palooza. They choose that for you. This is what a customer sees. So they can also do a search in the booth somewhere, I think. All right, search the booth right here. I'm not used to coming to my own booth here. And these are also arranged by category that I assign them. Anything that a customer buys from this booth, from this website, this URL, I will pay 3.5% in a transaction fee plus the payment processing fee. Bonanza takes PayPal by default, so PayPal has their own fees in addition to the 3.5%. It's the same thing as on Etsy. You pay payment processing fees there as well. They also enable you to use Stripe for credit card purchases. I haven't yet begun to do that because I've just been so busy getting everything else set up, but eventually I will need to set it up so that I can receive credit card payments. So again, this is what a customer sees. I would pay 3.5%. So, but what you need to know is the minimum fee I would pay is 50 cents. So it's 3.5%, but beginning at 50 cents. So on an item like this, if I sold this Dex Fence digital file for $1.25, I'm not paying 3.5%, I'm paying 50 cents. So that you need to understand that. Okay, so what you want to do is price accordingly to cover that if you have smaller or lower priced items. I think I calculated at one point that basically starting at a $14 listing, that's when the 3.5% benefits you. Up to that, the 50 cents is actually the higher of the two service fees. So once you have this, if you want, and this is totally optional, you can get a web store, a Bonanza web store, and that is like this, lollipaloozacrafts.com. This is your own URL. It doesn't have Bonanza anywhere in the title, and there is a monthly fee for this, and I'm paying $25 a month for this service. But anything that is purchased from this site, from my web store, I don't pay any fees. So I don't pay the 50 cents or the 3.5% from Bonanza. I only pay the seller transaction fee, which is for PayPal fees. So because I am paying those fees out in my $25 a month. So here's the home, here's the products, and when I roll over, you can see that I have Disney-inspired craft tools. Let's slide over. Digital downloads, embellishments, paperclip art, stamps and dies, papers and kits. Miscellaneous is over here, and if you click that, you can see I have adhesives and lolly merch under that. I have tried to add more categories because I have this space right over here. It sure looks to me like there's room for two more, but it enables me in my settings. When I'm logged in, it enables me to add more categories, but they never show up here. So I am not sure if that's an advanced feature that you have to pay more per month or what that is about. You also have this little caption here you can put, and I love exploring the world of creativity. Thank you for coming along on this journey. So then we have featured collections, which you can choose 3 collections right here to focus on the bottom. And I had put adhesives, stamps and dies, and digital downloads here. I may change this one. And then featured products, which are your last 4 items that you have posted in your shop. And aren't these dragonfly stamps so adorable? Okay, so in deciding whether to just stick with using the Bonanza.com booth or advancing and paying the $25 a month for your own URL and independent web store, basically your decision should be on how much you have in sales. So if you have basically about $720 in sales a month, you would justify paying this $25 a month for this. If not, if you're a small seller, start with this. I hope that that helped and gave you some ideas about whether to begin your own Bonanza shop. This is not an endorsed video at all. It's just my experiences and my personal opinions. Thank you everyone for watching and following along on this journey.